Hello, my name is Aziz from AZ-Robotics. Welcome to AZ-Robotics YouTube channel, where we make industrial automation easy and accessible. Today in this video I will show you how to make a basic ladder logic program using an Allen-Bradley PLC, even if you're just starting out. Alright, let's start. So first I will open our training program. So I'll go here and I'll open the newer one. So when you're doing Allen Bradley, you're either using older versions of software like RS-Logix RS500 or RS-Logix 5000, and now it's called Studio Logix with the newer version. So here in our example we're gonna be using an L32. I'll show you later the physical controller, but we're gonna use an L32 controller. So we're gonna use an RS-Logix 5000 for that. So when you open the program, you have a side menu here where you create your routines, you configure your outputs, the inputs. I think in the future we will all explore this in details as we go, but for today's purpose, as it is the first video, I think it's just better if I just show you basically how you can create a simple ladder logic with the simple inputs and outputs, starts and stop buttons to start a motor or to start a light, any actuator. In our case, it's used to have a cobot in the back, if you can see in behind me. I'll show you pretty much the bench, my workbench here, that I use to work and to program, but like I said, I'll focus more today on creating a very simple ladder logic. So I created a routine here called PLC training. So if I click on that, it's a blank routine. There is nothing there, there is no program. Now we're gonna have to create that program. So in general, when you do a ladder logic, it's considered to be simplified to a side of inputs and the side of outputs. The inputs are basically any buttons or switches or sensors or anything that actually gives a signal to the PLC, and the outputs are the actions or reactions that the PLC does when according to your input. So in this simple case, we will create a ladder logic where you push a button and a light turns on, and then you push another button and then the light turns off. In general, again, the inputs are considered to be normally open and normally closed. So the normally open are actually open, and then when you press them they become closed, and the normally closed are the buttons where they are normally closed, but when you push them you actually open them. Okay, so I'll go ahead here and add a button, right? So like I said, so I'm gonna use this as a start button, and it's a normally open contact, and then I will use this one as a stop button, and it's a normally close contact. So I'll go ahead and let me just zoom in a little bit. So I'll add the first button and call it inputs 0. So as you can see, I already added the comments for the input, so it shows the start robot program, and beside it I will add serial, another button which is inputs dot 1, and that's gonna be my stop button. And at the same time I will add an output, which is a coil. This output will turn on initially will start the robot, but in our case it's just gonna turn on a light. So to make this complete, I have to what we call latching. So I have to latch the output, so the light will stay on as long as the stop button is not pressed. So to do that, you need to have a parallel input, and in that condition you will add another normally open contact, and this time it's not going to be a physical contact, it's going to be the actual output that we have here. So this same output will be this latch. So as long as this is on, regardless of the normally open contact start button, because usually the start button is a push button and it doesn't maintain its status, so when you push it and you release it, it actually opens up again. In that case, we want to have that output latched as long as this output is on. Right here it's the same signal here, and then as long as we don't press the stop button, the light will stay on. Alright, so now that we have that programmed, the next step would be to connect to the PLC, the actual PLC, and download the program. Right now I'm gonna go communication, who is active. This is how you find your controller in the tree here. I'm connected via Ethernet. Again, we will go through all the settings and the whole how to set up the communication, how to create your routines, how to set up your inputs, outputs, modules, and all that in the next videos. But in this one, I just want to focus on the simple, basic ladder logic program. Alright, so this is my processor. I'm gonna click download. Wait a few seconds. I'll confirm to download to the controller, and in a few seconds okay, let's do it again one more time. There you go. Alright, so now I'm in the remote program. I'll switch to run mode. Now it's green. So I'll just quickly switch to the. So as you can see here, it's in run mode, right? As you can see here, it's in run mode, and my logic is there. The start button is not pressed, neither the stop button. So before I turn on the light, I'll show you very quickly the setup that I have here. 1 second, I will show you the setup that I have on my lab for this test. As you can see, this is the controller. This is the actual Allen Bradley L32E with the input-output modules with the whole setup. I do have some other stuff around here, like the cameras, the sensors, and HMIs and everything. But and also I have here the control box that we're gonna use today for our start and stop buttons. So if you can see here, there is two buttons that I labeled here, start, and another one here on the bottom it's called stop. So yeah, so if I just click on start button here, you'll see that the light turned on. But if you look at my program, I actually pushed, when I pushed the I'll show you live, like when I push this button and I keep it down, you can see that the start button is green, which means is on, is pushed. But as soon as I release the button, it gets off again, and then on if I push it, off when I release my finger over it. So, but still, regardless, if I keep the button down or up, the output, the light, the green light here, or the output that you can see here, is stays on. The only time it's gonna go off is when I push the stop button, which is a normally closed contact. So we'll watch it. Here is okay. Here is the stop button right here, and as soon as I push that button, sorry for the blur, as soon as I push that button, you'll see that the light goes off and the output turns off as well. I'll do that again one more time. So I'll just push the start button, and you can see the light on, and then as soon as I push the stop button, the lights goes off. Right, so that's pretty much how it works with a very basic ladder logic with the start and stop buttons. So that will be it today. I hope you enjoyed this first video, and I will definitely make others for the future, and we will have more Allen Bradley related videos, as well as all other industrial automation devices or equipment like cameras, robots, and everything. Alright, please let me know what you think about this first video, and if you have any recommendations, any comments about or questions about what we can cover in our videos, or if you need something to change, I would like to hear from you. Your feedback will be appreciated. Alright, thank you again, and I'll see you next time.